Apparently not. Okay, so it's not what I thought. Alright. I thought it was me accessing this causing the issue. But that's not the issue. The issue is this. The issue is I set this boolean to true, and then everything collapses. Which makes no sense whatsoever. Let's see. 4. We have one too many breaks here. So this break doesn't need to exist. Does it? This break here is outside this for loop. And then we only have this for loop, which is the main for loop. But I don't see the issue there either exactly. Let's try running it like that. I am losing my mind. I'm absolutely losing it. If this crashes, then I'm even more confused. Okay, so this is not a crash. Thank God. Let's double check. Yep. So what if I set this to break there? That's not correct, but it should still not crash. No, it's fine. Okay. Now, what happens? What happens? Alright, let's try an even more fucked up test. So, all I'm doing here is setting this boolean. What if we get rid of all the breaks? So now it doesn't do anything except for this down here where the input color is changed. What happens then? Holy shit, dude. So just okay, now let's take it one more step. One step further. And we remove collide with object. So now this boolean does nothing. It does nothing. So somehow that works. You serious? This is it? How is this the problem? Fuck off! So we add this back now. We add that back. That literally doesn't do anything. It just changes the color. And I've done that in like 100 million different places. No, now it crashes again. So now it crashes again. And if we remove this, we remove that, and we don't use that. And if it runs now, then I'll tell you what I think is happening and how fucked up it is. If this crashes, then I have no clue. But it seems to work. Oh boy. Okay, so instead of using a boolean, let's use an integer. Let me check this one thing, and then we'll see. Collide with object, delete that, then we go up here and we set that there, but now it's an int, and we're gonna set collide with object equals 0. And then we're gonna go in here, collide with object equals 1. if collide with object equals 1. If collide with object equals 1. It still crashes though. It could have worked. But what I think is happening, at least to some degree, but it's weird now that this is an actual global. But what I thought was happening was that when you have one for loop, it can properly understand variables that's like 1, maybe 2 scopes outside. Or something along those lines. It's not exactly true, but something along those lines. And then when this for loop terminates, it no longer like understands that this variable is like part of another scope. And then it takes this variable and it like flushes the address so that it becomes null. And because it doesn't exist anymore when we're trying to check against it, it's throwing an exception. I don't know about exactly what is happening, but I think it's something along those lines. Because it only happens with these for loops, and the way I solved it last time was by changing the scope of the variable I was assigning with. And when I moved that out to a different scope, then it became... it started acting differently. But here now, I'm trying to specifically keep them as globals, but it just won't work. Because the issue arises here. When I do this and I break this loop, and I then try to check here, then it just gets annihilated. Still fighting that dragon? Yes, indeed. But not for long. I'm about to give up for today. Because I don't know what to do about this. The only thing I can think of is trying to move this into a nearer scope. But it clearly didn't work here, right? So what if I try putting it inside here? So this scope is closer and it doesn't need to be down there. What happens then? Undeclared identifier. It's right there. Oh no, it's not. What if we do this? Oh, I zoned out really hard. No, it didn't work. No, we're not onto something.
Elrond has healed Frodo of his Morgul wound, and now the time has come to decide the fate of the One Ring. I can see no other path than that which leads to Mount Doom. Who then shall defend Eriador against the shadow of Angmar?
Got some music. If I was only streaming on Twitch, that would work, but I'm multi-streaming on YouTube. YouTube, like, throw out their freaking, what's it called? DMCA's, like, their hotcakes. No, the issue is... The issue is that because the for loop is nested within another for loop, when I break that inner for loop, it like purges the... It like purges the variable so that it becomes undefined data or whatever. And I think, I'm pretty sure that's what's crashing it, because I'm using that variable outside of the double for loop. And because that's the only thing that's happening. And that's what's causing it. That's my theory. But who the hell knows what's actually going on here? I tried that already. Try again. Crash. Yeah, no. That's it. I give up for today. The fucked up part is that I expected this, or something like this, but it still behaved very strangely. And I already wrote these things with the workaround that I used in the previous place that worked. But it's still not working. So, whatever. One more thing that I can try. We can try setting this. Instead of breaking, we can set S index equals that. It's not something I've done. It's just how the compiler handles the code when it gets compiled. No. HLSL4 loop. Losing value. While loop in compute shader is crashing my video card. This guy is running into infinite durations. But that's not what is happening to me. Yeah, no. I'm gonna give up. Again. But I'll be back in a while and we'll do some rally driving. So I'll see you soon. Until then, thanks for hanging. Bye-bye.